Hey, what's up guys? I'm Recked Expert. This is going to be my first YouTube video. We're going to be talking about my impressions of the Halo Reach PC Flight 3 that took place over the past couple weeks. I was lucky enough to get invited to this flight. I was not invited to the other two flights, and I had a really good time with it. First off, I want to start out by saying we have an official release date for Halo Reach on PC. It's going to be December 3rd, so we're just a little over 2 weeks out at the time of making this video. I want to go ahead and announce that we're going to be doing a giveaway of that game on my Mixer channel, mixer.com/ReckedExpert, on December 3rd. I'll be streaming the campaign, and I'm going to give away a copy of it for free, so be there if you're interested in playing the game. That being said, I want to go ahead and talk about my experience and my expectations and what I'm excited for and what I'm not excited for. So first of all, I have a lot of roots in Halo. Grew up playing Halo all the way from Combat Evolved when I was pretty young. Halo 2, Halo 3 was probably my favorite, and Reach was when I kind of stopped playing. Lost interest because of a lot of things like Bloom, Armor Lock, and some of the performance issues around Reach. But that being said, I know after 343 took over, they did a lot of updates to the game that made it a lot better, and I never got to give it a chance again. So I've been really excited to try this because it's shipping with title update settings, which everyone kind of says made the game a lot better. So that being said, jumping back into this right away, I felt like an immediate catharsis. Like, it was an experience I haven't been in a long time. And I loved it. It was like returning to my childhood. Even though this wasn't the game I spent the most time on, I had a lot of fun, and just updating it to the high frame rates, high FOVs. The visuals are stunning for it being such an old game from 2010. The nostalgia, all that kind of stuff. I really felt it, you know, and for the first couple days that I played this game, I loved it. Those are some of the biggest positives of this. I really had a lot of fun with that stuff. Another big thing about this game that I've been excited for is I'm a really big fan of classic style arena shooter games. I think that genre doesn't have enough of a place in the market of modern titles anymore. There's a lot of battle royales that have been coming out over the years, and it feels like the classic arena shooter has been on its way out for a while, and I'm excited to see a little bit of a resurgence of it and hope that this kind of invigorates that base for Halo Infinite, assuming that Halo Infinite will be good. I also wanted to mention that the variety of game modes was another really awesome feature. Like, a lot of modern titles do not have really great game modes. Like in Destiny, for example, I'm a really big Destiny fan for any of you guys that know me, and I play a lot of PvP, but you only basically get two choices, which is quick play or competitive. I mean, you can look at the director now, there's some other options, but that's the basic feel, is you get 3v3 competitive right now or 6v6 quick play. And that's really the only differentiation. In Halo, I got to play, you know, team snipers, free-for-all snipers, oddball, boomball, team rockets, fiesta, and like, I mean, team BRs. There's just such a variety, and there's not a lot of games with that many game modes that you get to just have like something fresh every time you load into a match, rather than it feeling like the same thing over and over and over again. So that being said, let's get into some of the bugs and stuff that I did experience. This game's not perfect. 343 has taken on a really ambitious project of trying to bring this dated 2010 game to 2019 on PC. I respect that that is a very difficult and challenging thing. I applaud them for doing such a great job. That being said, let's just point out some of the bugs that I experienced. This is not a common one, and I'm not sure if this has to do with my hardware specifically. Hopefully there will be some sort of a fix when I reinstall the game with the full launch, but I could not run it in 1440p full screen. No matter what I did, if I selected 1440p full screen, it defaulted to 1080p ultra wide, which I don't have an ultra wide monitor, so it scrunched down the resolution of the screen, and it looked really awkward. I don't know what caused that to happen. It's really bizarre, but hopefully that's something that gets ironed out. Another thing is, and the internet is kind of like on fire about this, is the input delay. The input delay is basically a game-breaking bug for mouse and keyboard users. As a mouse and keyboard user myself, I definitely felt this. When I first started out playing, I assumed that I was the biggest problem, that maybe despite my mouse and keyboard experience, that maybe this game's just a little more challenging to aim. And I thought there'll be a learning curve and I'll get better at it. But no matter how long I played it, I didn't seem to get much better. And after doing some research and finding out that this input delay is a big problem, it all started to make sense to me. Unfortunately, the input delay makes it very, very hard to aim, especially if you use a wide FOV. It becomes very easy to miss your target. Surprisingly difficult, because mouse and keyboard, for all intents and purposes, should feel smooth in a PC game and give you more precision and control than a controller would typically. So that being said, hopefully they can come out with a fix for this. During the flight, their response was to cap the frame rate to 60, and they actually, in the second half of the flight, made it so you can't run an unlimited frame rate anymore because they believed that was what was causing the input delay. But it turns out that it was not the case. People are still experiencing input delay even at 60 hertz, and they really got to get that ironed out. It's a non-negotiable thing that 343 needs to try and fix before December 3rd. I hope it's possible. I know that there's been a lot of delays for this game and people are ready for it to come out. I respect that, but this is the one thing. If they're going to fix anything, it has to be this, in my opinion. Okay, moving on. So another thing, we're going to go ahead and talk about mouse and keyboard versus controller. So mouse and keyboard should be the more competitive option. It gives you a wide range of precision and the ability to move a lot faster and spin your screen with precision. And that's traditional in all FPS titles. But in this game specifically, there's a difference, and after doing some research, it's abundantly clear why. Aside from the input delay being its own problem, Reach was developed at the end of the Xbox 360's life cycle. And as a result, Bungie had to make some visual upgrades to the game without having any hardware upgrades to compensate. And so the performance of the game really struggled and would hit sub 30 FPS a lot during the release of that game, unfortunately. So because of that, they added more aim assist to the controller to compensate for the fact that you wouldn't have the smoothest frame rate. Fast forward to 2019, and the problem we have is that aim assist still persists in the game, but now you have a super smooth frame rate, and as a result, the controllers feel really, really sticky. Now, this is going to be a contentious thing. Like, this game is all about nostalgia and catharsis, and I don't want to take away anybody's ability to feel those things and re-experience those things if they want to play on PC with a controller, especially in the campaign. Like, I have no problem with that. But what I will say is, if mouse and keyboard is not a competitive option in PvP, I cannot see myself playing this for very long. Like, I'm definitely going to play the campaign. I'm excited to play PvP. But if I am just going to get absolutely dunked on by controllers all the time because of the strong aim assist values, I don't think that it's going to have any longevity for me personally. And I think a lot of PC enthusiasts are going to feel the same way. We'll see how the Halo community reacts to this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Should the aim assist values remain so strong in PvP on PC? Just an open question for dialogue. I know it's not an easy decision to make. Anyway, I think it's valuable, even if it's not the most competitive option, to practice on mouse and keyboard if you're planning on playing Halo Infinite, because hopefully that is balanced a little bit more competitively, and this will be probably the best practice you can get for that game. If the other Master Chief Collection titles, such as Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, and 4, released in traditional fashion as well, they should have less aim assist than Halo Reach did, and maybe it'll feel a little bit different. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Another big issue I want to point out is the reticle size. So for some reason, Halo Reach has an even bigger reticle than any of the other Halo games that I can remember. This becomes abundantly clear when you raise the field of view. When you raise the field of view, you start to see that sometimes the reticle is the entire size of the enemy you're shooting at, especially if you're hip firing, which is, as everyone knows, a lot of what you do in Halo. Halo is largely a hip-fire shooter. You do scope in from time to time if they're at extended distances, but I feel that this is unacceptable. Like, that reticle size needs to be adjusted. And it doesn't have to be adjusted at launch. Like I said, the input delay is the #1 priority, but I think that this should be adjusted, personally. If I'm aiming a sniper, I want to be able to see if I'm actually aiming it at their head, not if I'm aiming at the person, because then the cone just goes nuts, especially when the bloom starts to take over, and it feels like RNG bullets. It's just crazy. So if they could shrink that down with the FOV, or like maybe make it adjustable in the user interface, something, because the way it is right now, especially like not just the sniper but the DMR has a huge reticle. All the guns do. So hopefully moving forward we can get a more PC friendly option to deal with this problem. That being said, I am looking forward to all these other games. I hope Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, and 4 are not as challenging to port to the PC as Halo Reach was, because they had to build this game from the ground up since it wasn't a part of the collection yet. Hopefully they learned all the lessons and set the foundation to get the cadence of these next couple releases going a little bit faster, because I think myself and a lot of other people would love to play all these titles over again before Halo Infinite comes out. Now, if you guys enjoyed this content, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget to be there for that giveaway if you want to play Halo Reach on PC. Let me know in the comments section below if you want to see more Halo content in the future. Bye-bye.